let's open up the Eve one, and what we're going to do is we're going to modify this thing and send it off to Duna. So this is now going to be the Duna one. There we go. And we're going to modify it, make it appropriate for Duna and Ike. That is the plan. And we'll start off with, we'll just put this booster aside for now. Might end up reusing it. And also what we'll put aside is, this is 2 probes here. This one. There we go. And we're just going to look at this one. And the plan for this one is for it to hit Duna. So what we want to do is we want to modify it so that it's appropriate for that. I want to ensure it gets to the surface. So in order to ensure it gets down to the surface, we're going to put on a big old heat shield at the front, and it's just going to plow through the atmosphere. Duna's atmosphere is much, much thinner than Eve's, so it should be easier for it to get through, but that's going to be how we're going to get through. We're also, let's see here. Let's just put the science aside here. We're going to use the exact same science as we did before. Also antennas. I have 2 of these DTS-M1 antennas. They'll probably be okay for Duna, but to be honest, when I went through and started looking at the math of this, I think it would be better with 3. It just loses communication at Kerbin's and Duna's furthest separation with just 2 antennas, and it does affect the rate at which you can transmit stuff back to Kerbin. And as this thing is not going to survive, the more I can transmit, the better. So I think 3 antennas is going to be the way to go with this, and let's just tweak this a little bit so it looks a little bit better, like that. That looks all right. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so 3 antennas. There we go. Okay. And now, got all the same science. I think all the science is set to waiting. Yep. And the thermometer is waiting, and the Geiger counter is waiting. Okay, let's open up our Kerbalism little window down here. And what we got to do is now think about electricity. The electrical demands are exactly the same as they were before, 0.362 units of electric charge per second. And are these calculated into it? I think so. I don't know why it says 0.4. If I take that off, there they are. This is getting shadowed. It says here that these will produce, and yeah, it's estimated based upon how they're positioned, 0.429 units of electric charge per second, which you would think should be fine. It was fine going to Eve. However, we are not going towards the sun. We're going away from the sun. Kerbalism gives you the ability to switch the target body. So I'm going to switch that to Duna. And notice now it's only producing around Duna 1.67 units of electric charge. Not enough to overcome what it is producing. And that's because, well, Duna's further away from the sun, and the inverse square law is in play, and we're going to be losing solar power rapidly as we move away from the sun. So this whole setup won't cut it. What I need, finally, there were people last week, or last stream, asking, why don't you use these? Finally, I need them. I need I'm going to put on just 1 for now. Let's do that. There we go. I finally need and I like these 1x6 ones more than the 2x3 ones, but I finally do need the extendable solar panels like this one. And you can see now, even by Duna, this thing's producing 0.639 units of electric charge, and that is absolutely plenty for this. However, if I click on these cells, you can see here that there's an ability to change it from standard quality to high quality, which increases the price and the mass of the thing. And this has to do with its failure rate. Anything that can fail in Kerbalism, you have the ability to adjust its quality. And if this solar panel failed, I would be in a lot of trouble because I have no way, obviously, of fixing it, and then I can't generate any power. And there's 2 ways to deal with that. One is to make it a higher quality, but that doesn't bring the fail down to 0. it just makes it less likely. So I think the better plan is just to put 2 of them on here. So what we'll do is we'll put 2 solar panels, and we'll probably, as we head out, only, in fact, why don't we remove the symmetry right now? We'll probably, on our way out, only extend 1 of them like this, and then the other one's in reserve. If this one fails, I can then extend the other one, and then we can put that on top, and oh, I think, is it going to be, yeah, I should make this lower. I just realized I put the symmetry, let's throw that away. We'll fix all that later. There we go. So that should deal with power generation. And I love this ability in Kerbalism for you to switch the place you're going to, and it will work out the solar panel. And in fact, all the way down here, I got to find the right spot. There is a redundancy, radiation, reliability. There is a redundancy section, and it will tell you, like, you know, for instance, I have 3 communication devices, 3 antennas, so if one of them goes, I have an extra one. I have 2 modes of power generation, both of those 2 sets of solar panels, but I only have 1 means of attitude control, which is the reaction wheels that are in here. And again, if I wanted to, I can put the reaction quality on high, but the truth of the matter is, or give it another means of attitude control. But the truth of the matter is, this thing should really, it shouldn't have to do that much. I should be able to just kind of, I'm going to have another probe under it. This guy's still coming up underneath it. No, this one. So this thing doesn't need, hopefully all I'll do is aim it at Duna and let it go, and then that is that. So let's see, how are we? I think this thing has now, oh no, I know what else I wanted to do. Sorry. I know what else I wanted to do is I'm going to put this thermometer up here just to get it out of the way, and we'll put this guy on the other side here to get it out of the way. I also want to ensure, let's retract everything, that when this thing goes through the atmosphere, and I am very likely to lose signal with it as it goes through the atmosphere, I want to make sure that it will orient itself the way I want with the heat shield down. If I put on the center of mass in the center, well, it doesn't even register the center of lift because there's no aerodynamic part. So what I'm going to do to kind of finish this off is take my smallest set of tail fins right here, and I'm just going to put 3 of them on here, just like that. And then that brings the center of lift way downwards. This thing, even if I don't have any control of it, should go heat shield first. It's now like a great big dart. So I'm thinking, I'm going to tuck these in a little bit, make them look a little nicer. I'm thinking. This could be a probe for me. I'm thinking this might work. Let's see, can I improve the look-sees a little bit? Yeah, I think that should work. So that's the part. How much delta V? It's got 98 meters per second left. That should be fine. Like I said, it might not use any of it if everything goes well. Really tiny thrust to weight, but again, that really shouldn't matter. So there we go. There is the Duna part of this. Now what I want to do is look at the Ike part of this. So we'll bring back this probe here. Delete the fairing for now. Well, we got to do a lot of the same changes. These solar panels are not good enough. We're going to have to use a pair of these. Oops, 2 of them will be good, like so. As well, let's move the Geiger counter and the thermometer. We're going to need 3 antennas for communication. Probably don't need 3, but I think 3 probably is not a bad plan. Which way do they extend? Oh, they extend the other way, so the solar panels are kind of... All right, we'll flip these around. Oops. Oops. Always the last one you pick. That should be okay, I guess. Oh, wait, I'm on 2-way symmetry now. 3-way symmetry. All right. Retract those antennas. we'll, again, just kind of bring them out a little bit here so they look a little bit better. Okay, and I think I've taken... Oh, I want to take this decoupler. Sorry. And bring that force percentage down to 0. When I went to Eve and I detached these probes, the force of this messed up my carefully laid trajectory. I want to avoid that one this time. So that should be good. I think that's all I really need to do. Again, same experiments, so... Yeah, I think that's about it. Now, the budget was about 1,050 meters per second to get to Duna, and this thing has 1,322. I'm just going to leave it exactly the way it is. Or can I get away with taking these off, maybe? No, that took away a little too much, didn't it? All right, we'll put those back. Put them back. We'll leave it exactly the way it is. I don't like the way... I just don't like the glitchiness of this. Let's see if we can improve this a little. I don't like the way that those were interfering. What else could I potentially do? Can I stick these on radially? Maybe. I'll see what that looks like. Take a few of these. Flip them up. I don't think that's terrible. That puts me up to not quite enough. Maybe another pair. I do like these little ones. That's 12, 11. I think that should be fine. I think that should be fine for that. Oh, this engine here is going to want to be doing a lot of work. The Spark engine. I have it on high quality, but I'm still thinking an alternate means of, well, we'll leave it. Life on the edge. We'll see how it goes. Does this have gimbaling on it? It does have a gimbal limit, so that should give me an alternate means of attitude control too, should the reaction wheels in this guy go. I'm thinking this is it. I'm thinking this is my Duna. This is my Duna probe. I don't really think I'm missing much. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's send this on its way to Duna. So, building the fairing. I think I have to come out a little bit. Yep. Get around that heat shield. Close the fairing. There we go. Oh, let's get into action groups. I want to remove the symmetry on these solar panels and these ones too. Again, we're only going to extend one because we just need, and then that saves the other one. So on action group 0, we have the communitrons extending. Yep, that seems reasonable. I'm assuming that's all 3 of these. Yeah. And we will extend that solar panel and the one on the opposite side. And then the other ones we won't extend unless we need them. Okay, that's good. And the fairing should be on 5. It still is, so that's good, that's good, that's good. What do I get if I slap this same old booster back on? Does that work? That works. Jeez, I don't have to do too much, do I? Wants to save time. Let's delete the fairing. I guess I got to rebuild this fairing again. There we go. Okay. Bump, bump, bump. And that fairing won't be... Okay. Let's go through our checklist. So I'm thinking... Fine print, I've gone through that before. I think I've got that covered. Control should be good. KOS, there should be a KOS chip in here. Same as from before, there should be one. The probe should be configured because all of the stuff I didn't change. Power generation should now be good. Electrical storage, I think, should now be good. I think so. Antenna strength. Yeah, because it was good as before. Antenna speed should be good. Data storage is good because it's no different than before. Propulsion is good. RCS is irrelevant. Parachutes are irrelevant. Thermal protection it now has. Lights, I never changed the lights from before. Upgrades are good. Thrust to weights, let's check that. Could use a little more thrust here. Oh, come on. That's good. And I suspect this core is pretty... It should be okay. That's a full thrust anyway. I can't do anything. Fairing deploy. Should we test it? Nah, it's okay. And staging. Let's check the staging. So these two engines on the bottom, then release that, then the core stage, then that upper stage, and then the other upper stage. All right. Okay, I think, and I'm doing a quick look down the chat to see if anyone's screaming at me, but I think we're good. I'm gonna save this. I think we're just gonna flat out launch it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to Duna. Yes, I want to go to Duna. That's what I want to do. The not testing will bite you in the rear. Well, you can all hope for that if you want to. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run what did I call this? Launch time, I believe. And then I put in an ejection angle. And that ejection angle is right here. And the ejection angle should be 160.93. Sure, why not? 160.93. I always find it actually rather comical when these things are expressed with such monstrous accuracy that we know none of us could ever achieve in game. Okay, we're going to... So what this is giving me is a couple of launch times. I should launch either at... What time is it now? 0:02, so 2 right after midnight, or 3:02, which is actually coming up in just a couple of minutes. So we'll hit for that one. And I think I did a really bad job of explaining why that works, and see if I can explain it a little better, like what I'm trying to accomplish with these specific launch times. I did this when I went to Minmus, and when I went to Eve, and I think I did a really crap job. Okay, and it has to do with the fact that there is an ejection inclination. Now, although it's really small, it's 1.45, so this is probably unnecessary, but it's easy for me to do. But what I want to do, if I show the ejection angle, here's the ejection angle. So here's where we want to do our ejection, right on this line heading, and then burn in prograde in that direction. Sorry, I'm watching time at the same time. And I want to have, when I go into my parking orbit, my equatorial ascending or descending node of that parking orbit 90 degrees from that. So what this is doing is giving me the times when I'm going to be 90 degrees from this ejection angle. And then those are the right times for you to go into your proper parking orbit. And I'm coming up to that time right now. Now, the inclination is positive 1.45. We're going to do the burn here, which is going to push up our orbit in that direction. We want the orbit to be going upwards above Kerbin's equatorial plane at an angle of 1.45 degrees. So that means at this moment here, I should be launching 1.45 degrees towards the north to get into the appropriate parking orbit. And hopefully, I'm hoping that makes some sense. And it's not significant here because it's only a tiny ejection inclination. But if this were a larger inclination, so run launch, sorry. If the inclination were larger, I should look here. What is the inclination? 1.45. This actually could save you quite a bit of delta V. Here it's not, but oh dear. That's what happens when I type and talk at the same time. 45, 80 kilometer orbit. Go. Okay, here we go. And hopefully this will make a little more sense. Let's close this one window. Kerbal alarm clock over here to the side. Once we're in our parking orbit, I'm hoping this makes more sense. All right, so it's lifting off. It's Stage 1 is good. It did not blow up on the pad. It has happened before. Oh, and again, I use smart parts to deal with the staging. My script doesn't deal with staging during the launch. But this is an old booster, and I keep forgetting to put smart parts on, so there isn't a smart part. So I'll have to stage manually. Otherwise, the script is dealing with everything for me. Okay, we'll see you, John. John's got to get himself back to work. I'm glad you showed up. Appreciate it. Okay, I got to get ready to stage here. There we go. That went well. I also should put some form of separatrons or something on those. I'm so lazy to just keep using these same old boosters all the time. If you're wondering, like, for instance, why is this thing in the middle of it, this little service bay? It's because at the time I only have these small reaction wheels. So what I did is I put small reaction wheels inside this little 1.25 meter service bay so that it's still, you know, all one diameter on its way down. But I now do have 1.25 meter reaction wheels. I could easily replace them. I'm just really freaking lazy. Okay, so insertion's going good. Oh, I don't have inclination up here. I actually have to look at it. I haven't gone in here and tweaked. So we're now in an inclination of 1.4 degrees. I'm trying to remember what it was shooting for. 1.45. I don't know. I don't think it shows it that accurately. I'm sure it will be fine. I think we were incredibly fortuitous that we had our Duna launch window like now. Just got lucky there. Well, now it's saying 1.5 degrees for the inclination. But it's locked to prograde, so this inclination shouldn't be changing too much now. We have flat Earth Kerbals. Call Adler says, do you think the Kerbals are bickering as to whether Kerbin is flat or not? Alright. Gonna get fairing separation at 50 kilometers. Just realizing as well, sorry for the... Whoa, what the... Turn that gimbal limit down. Okay, that's settling that down. Let's turn the gimbaling right off. Wow. Okay, that's what happens when you don't test. You get some... Oh, we're getting some glow on this heat shield. We're kind of pushing through the atmosphere. This might not have been smart. I think there's a lot of drag up top because of the heat shield. Okay, we've reached 80 kilometers. Yes. Wow, this thing is wonky. Well, I hope it's not going to pose too much issues. Wonder why it's suddenly so wobbly. Do some on-the-fly auto strutting. See if that helps. Isn't there auto strutting on this thing? Auto strut. Oh, that made a difference right there. There we go. Look at the glow on the heat shield. Yeah, I think the shield might have been... I should have kept that fairing on longer. But then again, I don't know, the script did it, so I'll blame it on the script. It should have known better. Okay, can I time warp a little bit? Yep. Time warping is fine. Get ourselves out of the atmosphere. Okay. Go lights on, stuff deploying. Okay. Let's get to the burn. Okay. Just about here at the burn. It said 30 seconds here. It's 20 seconds to the burn. Yeah, I went with the bigger heat shield because the 0.625 meter heat shield doesn't quite cover the probe. So I thought going bigger was better. All right. And off we go. It's nice seeing these deployable solar panels. It's been a lot. I've had them unlocked for a long, long time. Okay, there is our insertion. Let's just rotate this way for the... That's a nice spot so the solar panels can keep catching the rays. Still got 359 meters per second in this stage, so we'll hang on to it for now. In fact, why don't I, while I'm thinking about it, turn down the thrust on this so it isn't berserk. That's good. Okay. Let's set up that ejection burn. So again, this little ejection burn thing that's coming from transfer window planner, we need to put our ejection right here. And according to transfer window planner, what's the prograde part? This should be 1044. So we'll go to here. Oh, select the maneuver. We'll put in 1044 and see what we get. All right, are we close to Duna? Let's set Duna as target. Why won't you let me set you as a target? I need to close this again. We've got too many windows open. Well, that's weird. Oh, I am hitting it, but I can't set it as a target. That's very strange. But I can see I got my intercept anyway. That worked out really well. Let's focus our view. Oh, I can't focus our view on Duna. What a pain. Why is it being that way? Let's go back to here, and back to here. Wow. Close this. I'm clicking on Duna, but I can't get the focus my view there. I'm just closing other windows. I don't know if maybe somehow they're in the way. Oh wait, it was there. I saw it for a second, didn't I? Am I crazy? Okay, I can't keep... Oh, I'm time warping? Nope. That was a good thing. I saw the... I don't know how much time I want to spend with this. I might just burn this thing and then deal with it. Because I can see my intercept. I just can't tell. Well, I mean, I hate this. I could... Oh, wait, I gotta select a maneuver. Okay. I mean, I can just... Oh, it's not letting me do this. There we go. That's what I want. I can see if I can get it closer with just timing it. Let's see. Is that makes it further away? That makes it closer. Closer, closer, closer. I have no idea what the intercept is like. A little bit more prograde. Sure. Oh, that made it worse. That made it better. Does normal help a little bit? I mean, adding a smidge of normal. I'm hitting something now. I have no idea what's going on. I might be hitting Ike. Oh. You know what? I'm going to go with that. I'm hitting something with this, so might just take that as an advantage. Okay, let's just do this burn. So, burn's coming up in 13 minutes. Yeah, let's do it. I'm wondering if I just left here and came back, but I just don't want to waste stream time fiddling with that. Spin this puppy around. Let's do this thing. Do have to put that right onto the maneuver node. rotate it, roll it this way too. That looks better. Okay. A little bit of, I don't know, that's really bugging me. I want to figure out why that was doing that. But, okay, we're 13 seconds from the burn, so I really can't spend my time fiddling with this too much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we are off. And we're going to lose this core stage and the booster in just a bit. Then we'll be on our little engine. And we're off. Alright, and still got about a minute left in the burn. And do a smidge of time warping here, just to speed this up. Time warp off. I'm just going to go by the maneuver because I just can't trust what I'm seeing. Oh, we're leaving Kerbin. Boost throttle. Alright. What's that got for us? Now, can I select you now? I cannot. This is really, really, really bugging me.